Unless I want to be late for Raw.
Okay. Oh, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, children of all ages, and Dom actually hit the whole spiel a couple weeks ago, but I'm not going to go the whole long distance and add everything.
Top Rope Wrestling Talk.
Welcome to another episode of Top Rope Wrestling Talk. I am here with none other than the man. I don't know if he's going to be on my left or my right or my top or my bottom, but Jose is here. Kind of. Yeah. Unfortunately, right now at this moment in time, we are not with Baby Yoda. She is not with us, Wendy, right now.
She is with us in the Force.
She's with the Force. Also joined by the soundboard extraordinaire, impressionist, professional wheel spinner. Now this dude's got more jobs on this show than anybody. Dom.
I work
the
hard.
Sickly one.
Yeah.
Hey yo. And I, none other than the guy that brings you into the show, Bruce. What's up?
I am better than you.
Yes,
Today
I
he's
am.
cosplaying as Princess Leia.
Yes, I'm trying something different tonight. I'm using my son's tablet and his Xbox headphones. So, no, I'm not Princess Leia. It just looks that way. So,
Yes.
Dom, what do we got on that wheel of ours today? Anything good?
Well, I guess we could always give it a spin and find out. I mean, just barely lift my arm.
Ooh,
What do we
Alright.
got?
And
gets chopped.
the first topic we come across is All Elite Money.
All Elite Money.
AEW getting its big contract extension over this past week. Basically 3 years, $45 million a year, with an option for 2024, only at a much higher rate. And there's been some people out there that kind of go back and forth on it. I guess the question here is, did AEW do enough in 3 months to deserve this kind of money, or is it just too much too soon?
I absolutely think they did do enough. In 3 months to pull the numbers that they've pulled, I mean, what were they going through the World Series when they first started?
Yeah.
When they first aired, the World Series was on. They were still pulling in the 7s and 8s with the World Series on.
Mm-hmm.
They bested NXT every week, but what, 3, 4 weeks?
Maybe 3.
They're the highest rated show on TNT right now. I think so, and like I've read and I've seen, with this money they can bring in. Now they can start going out and getting more talent, like, maybe a Hammerstone.
Yeah.
Maybe a Killer Cross, possibly. Maybe. But they can start going after names like that that deserve the big money, but aren't getting it.
Yeah, I mean, they may or may not have signed Brian Cage. It's been back and forth for about a week now.
I hope they did.
I certainly hope they did too. I think he'd be great there.
It's looking like they did.
What do you think, Jose? Is this deserving at this point, or is it premature to get this kind of money after 3 months
it's deserving.
on?
They already got 2. You can't forget AEW Dark's going to be on TV now too.
It could be. I mean, there's been
That's the That's the second show.
There's been
Is
reports
it
saying there's going to
100%?
be. Well, they definitely said there's another show for
Yes.
whatever
So I
Turner
know, and at the
Networks.
bottom it said that Dark was going to be the second show.
But yeah,
And
there's
If I
been
remember correctly.
there's been a little bit of a dispute between whether this is going to be Dark just coming over or if they're going to, because there was even a report saying they were going to add another hour of TV tapings to their live event and do Dark like they usually do on YouTube, do Dynamite on TNT, and then do another show from that extra hour of tapings.
That's even better.
Yeah, that would be
would-
even cooler. I mean,
And
I'm
that's
kind
where
of.
Taz comes in.
Right, because he also signed up with All Elite Wrestling, which is great. I think he's going to be the one calling Dark this week, which is also awesome. I can't get enough Taz. And to have another show, like, I kind of miss a Saturday slot with wrestling in it. Because
See, that's
TBS
where they
had
would
one
have
for a
to go.
while. The WWE had Saturday Night Main Event every now and then. TBS had one for the longest time. It's kind of going away. I'd like to see it come back. Maybe have an AEW show on like a Saturday night, on TBS or something like that. Something kind of traditional. That would be cool. It doesn't. I don't see any other place during the week where you could put it except for maybe Thursday, because there's outside of NXT UK there is nothing wrestling wise on Thursday.
Yeah, that's true. But then you also got to think of like the oversaturation, because you got Dark on Tuesday, Dynamite on Wednesday, and then they put another show on Thursday.
Which is why I prefer the Saturday. I'm just saying, if there were any other place to put it, it would be Thursday nights, because everything's kind of going off that night. And NXT UK is on, but it's on the network, and it doesn't start till like 9 o'clock. So they would have an opportunity there with kind of just dead space. That's one of the reasons we started doing this shit on Thursdays. Like, there's nothing to talk about in wrestling on Thursday, so we'll just get on YouTube and talk about it.
Evan, sorry I coach football and the nights have been rotating. Sorry, bro.
Well, yeah, you coach football. I mean, Jose has been working doubles left, right, and center. I've been puking all weekend. So, sorry, Evan. This is the best we could do.
Baby needs new shoes.
Yeah, for real. Babies need lots of shit, y'all.
Yeah,
I don't.
especially if he's gonna have feet like his daddy. Yeah.
Right? Like, my son's feet are already bigger than his mother's. I'm like, we're screwed. I have a 14. We're done. This kid.
Oh,
But yeah,
shit.
I definitely think the extension was deserving. I know people have kind of thrown shade or whatever, saying that, oh, this is too much for them right now, or even going as far as saying AEW was doomed with the numbers they're pulling in. And if you look at it, the Live +7 ratings, they averaged weekly over 1.2 million viewers.
Yeah.
From last year until this past Wednesday, an average of 1.2 million viewers. That's with the World Series. That's with NXT. That's with everything else. So did they do enough to deserve it? You're damn right. I just want to see where they go with this, because now that you have this money, are you going to spend it on talent? Are you going to put it more into into your production? Are you going to, who are you going to bring in, and how are you going to keep this going without fucking it up?
Yeah, absolutely.
But I mean, I can't hate on them. I think they did a great job so far, and congratulations. I mean, it's a big deal for a company that basically started out on national television. You had 2 or 3 shows over the summer, and then it's just like, oh, you're debuting on national TV next to a WWE program. Good luck. So yeah, it was deserving.
We got 3 hype shows, and then we're going live on TNT. Hopefully you join in.
Hopefully. And people flock to it. So, they've obviously done it right so far, and it's going to be interesting to see where they go from here. I'm sorry, Jose. Did you have something else, man? No? Okay. Then we're gonna take another spin on this wheel and see what we come up with.
Nah. Yeah.
And it lands on, oh boy, Rob Van Band.
Oh.
Oh. Now, if you've watched this show, we've all talked about Impact. We've all talked about how much better it's gotten. We've all talked about Tessa. We've all talked about the last pay-per-view. I've said I hope they had the balls to put the title on a woman. They did. And even with everything that was going on, they seemed to be legitimizing and going on the right path. And then last week's Impact, they had this segment where Rob Van Dam was celebrating his win over basically two different guys in one night, because he had pretty much taken out Brian Cage, and then Dog came out and beat him too. So it was impressive. But he celebrated with a Pornhubby three-way with Katie and her girlfriend, and it wasn't good. It wasn't good. There whipped cream bikinis were involved. If you hadn't seen
Are
it,
his girlfriends? Yes, he gets both. Remember?
yes.
I think one's his wife and the other one's his
Well,
girlfriend.
Katie Forbes' his girlfriend. Are they married?
According to him, Katie Forbes is his girlfriend, and then the other girl whose name I can't remember, the blonde, that's his girlfriend's girlfriend.
Ah, okay.
I feel like I need one of those graphics for the screen that just says "the more you know,"
G.I. Joe.
Right now you know, and knowing's
her
half
girlfriend.
It's half the battle. Yes.
Yeah, it's her girlfriend apparently. But they had this big.
The RE wanted to. What was whipped cream? That's what got them banned.
The whole thing. I mean, it was breezy. I've seen worse, but I've also And Twitch got all up in arms because they have like a strict policy against, sexual situations and nudity and everything else. So they banned Impact's channel from Twitch. And it didn't seem to faze Rob very much, because he came out with a shirt.
He doesn't care.
It says, Rob Van Dam on it. I think I even told him, on the back of the show, it should just say I killed the whole effing stream. Which you can see if you follow us at TopRopeWT on Twitter.
Yes, follow.
Now, the question that comes from this is, do you think this ban from Twitch is going to be permanent, or is this just one of those situations where they're like, all right, you learned your lesson, guys, or...
The thing with Twitch is they don't need Impact on Twitch. Impact at the time when Impact went to Twitch, Impact needed Twitch more than Twitch needed Impact. But now Impact
I'm gonna laugh if it was.
What'd you say, dude? Uh-oh.
You're lagging.
Yeah, I can't get none of that. I think he froze up on us. Oh crap! Yeah, he kind of froze up. But yeah, you're right. When Impact got on Twitch, they had left. I can't remember what network, like Pop or something like that. Which
was like, yeah, like
he ended up
Road
with some
USA or.
And then they ended up on
their way of Who's both of y'all?
Hmm?
What? Jose, you're freezing like a mother trucker.
Yeah, I think his stream is high.
Higher than him.
It's a contact high.
But yeah, they needed Twitch more than Twitch needed them.
Yeah, they were on some outdoor channel that you could barely find on TV. And then I actually tried, when you went to the app that the outdoor channel had, there he goes. When you went to it, it had all their shows, but it didn't have anything from Impact, so you couldn't really see it. And then they got on Twitch, and it was pretty much the only way people could watch them at all. So without Twitch,
they'd gone to Canada.
Right. So without Twitch, they would have probably went under completely. And then, of course, they bounce back. They get on Access. Things changed. And they stuck with Twitch because, Twitch had helped them out. Now, if you're going to pull shit like this against, their rules, you're right. They don't really need you. So,
Twitch is naturally, it was built for gaming.
Yeah. Well, it is. But I mean, you can still, I'm gonna miss the streams, and I'm gonna miss like Melissa Santos during commercials. That was cool.
You ain't gotta worry about her anymore because she's gonna be over on AEW.
That's true.
Welcome to the backstage crew, Melissa.
Yeah, really. Welcome to AEW headquarters.
Right.
With the rest of the pretty ladies, to be honest, because they got some. Like you watch Dark and you see Dasha, Jennifer, and all these people. You're like, hey, how you doing?
Oh God, that was bitter. That'll wake you up.
Right, you gotta love coffee. Shit.
We're down, Jose.
Yeah,
We're
we
down
lost.
to Jose.
We
That's
lost
okay.
Jose again.
The
Well, he
show
came
was
in,
still
he made a
fun.
bunch of noise, and then he dipped out. I'm hoping he can.
We can get his speed back up. He has some computer issues today.
I'm trying to call him again. We'll see what happens. God damn. It's like this show has been snake bitten for like a week now. Because I don't know if anybody saw the last episode, but I had all kinds of computer glitches. We lost like half of Wendy and other Jose, while they were talking. I didn't realize it in the video. Then the video came out and it was like tiny and had these weird glitches, and there was nothing I could do about it. Now we got this shit.
All right, he's back again for a third time.
Take 3. Are you there?
All right, let's give the wheel a spin while he boots up.
Yeah, I guess we could do that. Why not?
I always feel like I'm gonna get that last one, and it never happens.
I know. I'm always waiting for it. Oh boy. The next topic is backstage brawl.
Backstage brawl, huh?
Yeah, which is for anybody that watches the show or catches the highlights on YouTube or Twitter. The Miz was on WWE Backstage last week, and he came out and made a little bit of a comment, a diss on CM Punk and his comeback, saying how the culture hasn't really changed very much. And CM Punk eventually turned to Twitter and, in no uncertain terms, told Miz he should go suck a, quote, blood money covered dick, you dork.
I love that tweet.
So,
that was such a good tweet.
The question that we get here is, if you've seen it, if you know what's going on, whose side are you on in this tiny little backstage feud that they had, CM Punk or The Miz?
Honestly, I'm not on any side because the fans are winning with this. We're the ones winning with this. Even if there's no match that comes from it, we win.
It seems like they're doing anything to build up hope at CM Punk coming back.
Oh, come on. What do you think? It's how they're getting. He is the reason that people watch backstage.
Agreeing to what the Miz said.
Okay, I can hear him saying something, but I have no idea what it is.
God damn it. I want to hear him bitch about CM Punk.
I really do, and I can't see him. I could barely hear him. It really seems like they're trying to build this up to make people believe that CM Punk will come back.
Yes.
He probably won't, but they're trying to make it seem that way, because if you think it, you may just tune in and watch Raw or check out a pay-per-view. Like, check out the Royal Rumble, hoping you're going to hear Cult of Personality hit and see him run down as like the 30th entrant or something like that. I got to be honest, folks. Yeah, probably not going to happen. I mean, the dude has a contract with Fox, not WWE. It would take a lot of work to get that all straightened out in the next 6 days.
Lies. Straight.
Oh.
Can you hear me now?
I can hear you.
Yeah.
Yes, fuck him.
Yes,
Fuck
we
'em.
can hear you now.
Yeah, no picture, but I can hear you. Go right ahead. Did we lose him?
What the fuck? All right, we got to hear him say, "Can you hear me now?" Fuck
And-
him.
And fuck him.
And then he's gone. There
And-
he is. Hey, what's up, ugly?
You see him? Because I don't see him.
I see him. I see him, but no movement. What is going on lately, man?
I don't know, dude. I don't know. It's getting on my nerves at this point. It's like, everything works, and then we start this show, and then boom, that kind of shit happens. I'm sorry, guys. And as far as this feud went, I know it was tiny, but it also seemed a little bit forced. It's like it was like a way to get like the Miz to look like a heel again, and to get Punk a reason to act butthurt, which he's good at.
Yeah, it was like I don't know. I don't know if they're trying to turn the Miz heel again or whatnot. Honestly, he never should have became a babyface. I understand why they made him a babyface. It was because of Miz and Mrs. But I don't know. He should have never been a babyface.
Not really.
It's more of a ploy to get people to watch backstage to see, oh my God, what's CM Punk gonna do? What's he gonna say on backstage? I gotta watch. Is it working?
Yeah, it seems like that's what they're trying to do. But then every time they have another episode and they say somebody's showing up, you see like the little graphic and it's got like Booker T and Renee and maybe Christian or Paige, but CM Punk is never in it. So it's like, if you're trying so hard to get people to watch this because he's there, you might want to put his face in the goddamn promo.
Right?
It's just a thought.
He's part-time. He's there when he can be. When he's not filming a movie, when he's not training, when he's not... Whatever, he's there when they need him.
Right. Yeah, he's there when they need him, or he's there when he feels like it, basically, because he doesn't really have to do anything. Like, if he doesn't want to show up, it's like, I don't feel like it. What are you gonna do? Nothing.
Pay me.
Yeah, fuck you, pay me. Didn't feel like showing up.
Pay me.
Didn't feel like showing up. Fuck you, pay me. Tweeting out this bullshit. Fuck you, pay me.
Oh, you want me to tweet back at the Miz? That's $100,000. Pay me.
You want me to tweet about the Miz? Fuck you, pay me. And when the show goes off air, you can just light a match and burn that studio to the ground for the insurance money.
I don't care. Yeah, that's about it. About right.
He really doesn't give a blood money covered dick about this goddamn show.
No, he don't. I don't know. They brought him back to be a Fox analyst, like.
But they can't. They brought him back to be a Fox analyst, but they can't stop giving you that hope that he's going to wrestle.
Absolutely.
Which I get.
Absolutely.
It's a great hustle if you get away with it, but
they're not getting away with it.
Eventually, yeah, because eventually you're going to give people enough false hope, and then it doesn't happen, and then they're not going to tune into that show or any other show.
Yeah.
Yeah. Regardless of what we may say or what people say online, there are still a lot of CM Punk fans, and I'm sure a lot of these people tune into backstage or read these or read these tweets and saying, "Oh, maybe he'll come back. Oh, maybe he'll come back." But give it like 6 months, and this is still going on, and those people are just going to leave. And then there will be nobody watching backstage, and there will be less viewers on WWE TV. Not that Raw got a lot of viewers last week to begin with, but...
I was that Punk fan after about a year. For about a good year after he left, like, oh, he's coming back. He's coming back. He's coming back. Now I'm like,
I'll be honest, I liked CM Punk, but I kind of... the only reason I loved him was because my son got into wrestling on account of CM Punk. Like, barely a year old, chanting his name and best in the world and all this shit. It was like,
Yeah.
oh, so that, even today, if you mention CM Punk, my son kind of smiles. So I don't really love him, but I kind of second hand love him because my son did and still kind of does. I would like to see him come back for people like my kid, but he's not going to do it. I mean, it's like, sorry, dude.
No.
Telling him that is like trying to tell him there's no Santa Claus. I'm not going to do that. Not till way later.
Right.
That's just
Wait
not
till they
happening.
realize on their own.
Right, let him figure it out. Like, wait, CM Punk isn't coming back? Oh, good, you got it. Oh, thank God. I didn't want to have to tell you. While we're at it, let me tell you about the Tooth Fairy and the Easter Bunny and this and Santa Claus. We're just gonna
Hey,
it's like a Band-Aid.
some people might let their kids watch this. I don't recommend it, but there are people out there.
I mean, my kid watches this.
Not this episode.
It's not done yet, but I mean, we're not saying you should though. It's all, this is not for kids, but if you want to let your kid watch it, it's on you. All right, I guess we'll head back to this wheel because I don't know what's happening with Jose. We'll just... That was not it.
No.
I'm getting cheered for the wheel, though. That's good. Let's try that again. Where the fuck?
That's out of it, Dom.
I'm trying, man. I'm trying. We are not your kind is the topic. And that comes from the report that there will be absolutely no NXT competitors at Royal Rumble this year. I'm kind of disheartened about that because if you remember last week, I was saying, can I change my pick to Keith Lee? And Bruce was Matt Riddle. And now there are reports out from everywhere, WWE 2, saying no NXT competitor will be in the Royal Rumble this year. And the question being, has WWE missed out on an opportunity after everything is Survivor Series? Like NXT dominated that event. Are they now kind of just squashing their own momentum, keeping them out of the Rumble this year?
Absolutely, 100 friggin' %, dude. Absolutely. How would you not put at least 5 NXT superstars?
At
5.
Least, 2 or 3, somewhere like Keith Lee and a couple other guys. Oh, excuse me. At least throw a couple in there and let one of them make it towards the end or, whatever. Even that would be better. But it seems like after you had the Survivor Series that NXT dominated and you had all these evading for ratings angles that you slowly just kind of let your own momentum die.
Yes.
And you've let it for the sake of, I don't know what, Lana Lashley segments?
For the life of me, I don't get it because
Brock Lesnar appearances.
Since Survivor Series, since probably 2 weeks after Survivor Series, NXT's ratings started going. Keith Lee was way up here after Survivor Series. Now he's going.
Yeah, I mean he's still. And he's got a North American title shot, but he just seems like he should be so much further up the ladder.
He should have an NXT title shot.
Yeah.
Or a WWE title shot.
Or, he's done so much. If he won the Royal Rumble this year and picked between one of the champions, I couldn't knock it. I'd be like, yeah, dude deserves it. I mean, have you seen him? Like this guy is going toe-to-toe with, Braun Strowman and Roman Reigns and everybody in NXT and made all these moments and had all these amazing matches and doing all these amazing things. I would want to get him in a title match, like on a main roster now, and strike while the iron is hot, instead of like just letting him fade to the background and get a shot at like Roddy. No disrespect to Roddy, just saying.
They've dropped the ball so many times. Dude, like, they dropped the ball. When Riddle finally showed up on scene, he was on fire. He was red friggin' hot. drop the ball with him.
Right.
Keith Lee, red fucking hot.
But you can
Drop
put
the
them together.
ball.
You can put them together like dominoes because Riddle came in, he was hot. And then Finn Balor came in and beat him. And you thought, oh, okay, well, at least if you're beating him, that means you're going on and maybe you'll win the NXT title. But then
Yep.
Finn loses the title because Johnny Gargano comes in and helps Adam Cole. Why? We have no idea.
Yeah.
None.
Even
I just helped the guy that took my title keep his title.
Yeah.
Okay, but
Even-
it just all falls in the dirt of like dominoes of wasted opportunities.
and it's the same way on the main roster as well. Like it's like the creative and the writers are like, oh my god, this is so good, this is so good. How do I ruin it now? Like
Right.
they got something going, like, oh my god, I'm writing for Keith Lee and he's the hottest fucking thing going.
It's like
Let's give him a North American title.
they have something new going that people are behind and it looks like it deserves a push and whatever else, and they squash that out and then they just go back to the recycling bin of gimmicks and throw somebody at you like, oh well, here's John Morrison the exact same way he was 8 years ago when we let him go.
Like, how, the other thing is, like, how are you gonna just throw out that Cain Velasquez is in the Royal Rumble? Save it for a surprise.
Make it a
Shock
surprise.
me.
Make it a
Fucking
surprise. People
shock
might actually
me.
be into it. But when I heard when we put those reports in groups and that type of stuff that Kane was going to be in the Rumble, people were just like, meh. But if he would have just popped up and went after Brock, that might have actually excited people in the moment. But they had to go and report it. They had to go and report it. That's like reporting your top secret, your top secret plan to get rid of whoever in the Middle East on national TV. It's like, don't do that. Go do your dirt, then come back and tell.
Look at, they could have saved Velasquez as a surprise.
Right.
Kane, Morrison, right there. Those are three shockers that everyone would have been like,
oh, I know.
Oh my god.
And Morrison's debut could not have come with more of a thud. It was just flat. I mean, first he's opening the door, then he's kind of sitting around on Miz TV and bitching. He did have a good match with Big E this past Friday, but I doubt a lot of people watched it. And it's just like, and not only that, like, he's done so much in the time he's been away from WWE, but when he comes back, he's the exact same guy. If he wasn't good enough when you let him go like 8 years ago, how is he good enough now? Did your product suck?
He's
that
not.
much? Like,
no, it's, and I said this on a past show when we talked about when he first was openly reported that he was signed, and he came out on Twitter and said, yes, I signed, I'm here. He's there because WWE doesn't want anyone else to have him.
right.
That's why he's there.
It's the new toy. I want that. I gotta have that. I gotta have that. I don't want somebody else to get it. So you snatch it, and then you just go, meh, and you move on to the next one.
It's oh shit, he could do something really special on AEW.
Right. He could hurt us. He could hurt us, so let's go get him and just let him sit here and do what he did before we let him go.
Yeah. And then what are they doing paying Kalisto? Like,
yeah, Kalisto has re-signed. I don't know. I mean, I guess they like Lucha House Party more than anybody else.
But Grand Metalik and the other dude aren't happy.
Right. I mean, they may leave. They may stay. I don't know.
They'd be stupid to stay.
Well, there's a lot of people that would be stupid to stay. It doesn't mean they won't. Like, we were talking about Rusev on the last show because he changed his Twitter, changed his name. Underneath his name, it says soon to be free agent. But it's really hard to believe that Rusev is going to go anywhere else. He should, but he probably won't.
He's not. But here and here's the thing, though. If he did leave, let's just say that he did sign with AEW. Just to say, who knows? He might even go to Japan or whatnot. Would he get taken seriously right away? If he signed and showed up right away, would they take him seriously, or would it be better for him to show up at an opportune moment, like Hager did.
Yeah, I was gonna say I don't know because it was it was like Hager where he showed up and it was like wow, but it's also hard to take him seriously after they clowned him for so many years in WWE. I know what he had done afterwards, and I knew what he was doing, but at the same time, they had made him such a joke in WWE. It was hard to take him seriously until Chris Jericho came out and said the whole thing about weak people is dead. It was a stupid idea from bad creative, and then you're like, okay, I'm on board now.
Yeah.
But when I first heard about it, it was like, really, this is your big, and I get it. I get it. It's just, it's very hard after you've been made to look like a joke for so long to go anywhere else and be taken seriously.
Like, I thought Rusev was going to get his big friggin' break when he was on the Titantron on SmackDown. I think it was about 2 years ago. Mm-hmm. And he's like, I'm coming back when I come back, I'm taking the title and there's nothing you can do about it. Shane McMahon, blah, 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 blah. I was like, yes.
Yeah, I was right there.
Fuck yes. And
I mean, we've been saying on one show or another, because this is not the first podcast that we've ever done. It's just the first one with a video.
Yes.
We've been saying for years that, like, Rusev is the gift that they don't deserve because they just don't use him. They don't use him properly, and he gets over with fans regardless of what you do with him. And you're just like, oh, that's great. Well, we're going to give you another shitty gimmick, or we're going to bury you again for another 6 months, and we don't really give a fuck. And it's like, why? Why? Because he actually took what you gave him and ran with it? Because he gets over regardless? I mean, you would think that would make him look good in the eyes of people who, are watching him or trying to promote him or saying like, wow, we tried to bury him and he came back bigger than ever. But it doesn't.
Yeah. Oh. What about the Revival, dude? They went dark. Are they even on?
They showed up on SmackDown. They had a quick match with the Usos and they got squashed. And then afterwards they said, which was funny because the day before we were talking about them being free agents, how they said they were going to go take some time and their contracts are actually coming up. And we were talking about where they would fit in what promotions and this type of stuff. And I think all three of us on the show had different answers. Like, other Jose, Wendy's husband, said NWA. Wendy said AEW. I said Impact. And
I was going to go to Impact.
I just said Impact because they don't seem to have a whole lot of tag teams left in that division. When you look at it, it's like they've kind of, like OVE really isn't a tag team anymore. They're a faction, but they don't really tag up. They put these teams together to go after the North, but they're not really like Rich Swann and the Mac.
Yeah.
Before that, it was Marufuji and Eddie Edwards just get together and have a they don't seem. Yeah. They've lost a lot of tag teams in Impact. I mean, they lost LAX, they lost the Lucha Brothers. The list goes on and on and on and on. So it would be good to see them get in there just because that it would kind of rebuild that division and give them a little bit of shine, especially after all this RVD shit.
Oh.
I mean, I still want to be RVD. Is that a bad thing? I still want to look at my wife and be like, baby, can we have a girlfriend?
Who wouldn't?
We all want to be RVD in one way or the other.
I mean, NWA could make sense for them, but at the same time, look at their tag division.
Yeah.
Who do they really have in their tag division? The Rock and Roll Express and the Wild Cards?
Yeah, that's pretty much. We were saying that too. Like, they don't have much of a tag division, and the Rock and Roll Express can only hang on for so long at that age. So they need some guys. I think we even stuck the Ascension in NWA because they're both kind of like ground and pound, traditional type tag teams. The only reason I liked Wendy's pick, I think it was for AEW, was she said they would be like the anti-AEW tag team. Like, they would be the guys.
Yes.
They would be the guys that were handing out fists to their flips. Like, that's what
they would be. The Drew Gulak, like from 205 Live.
Yeah, like safe and sound on the ground.
Mm-hmm.
But they would be.
It would be awesome.
Yeah, that would be pretty good because almost every tag team in AEW is springboarding off this shit and flying off the top rope and doing all this crazy shit.
Yeah,
so they come in and they're like the anti. They just want to put a fist in the face of everybody that's flipping. That's a good angle. So I could see that too. But, it's going to be interesting with their money, to see where AEW wants to go, what they want to get. Because just because you have it doesn't mean you should spend it. Like, don't just get somebody to get them. If you don't have any use for them, or if
Yeah.
they're, or if they're kind of on the bubble, let them go. Don't break it if it doesn't need to be fixed, or if it doesn't need to be fixed, don't fucking break it. Just do your thing. All right, so I guess we should probably go back to this wheel on this crazy ass show that
Yeah.
we've
This
had
is
so
this
far.
has been off the wall.
This has been another catastrophe, folks. I apologize. Oh wow. The next topic is Corey Graves stole our shit.
Bastard.
This motherfucker.
Asshole.
And it's simple.
Fuck you, Graves.
The last time the four of us got together, it wasn't this past Sunday. It was 2 Sundays ago. We had a great question from a loyal fan of ours asking about whether we thought other companies could pull off 2-night events like WWE for WrestleMania or whatever. And we went hard on that question. Like, we killed it. And this past week, after the Bell with Corey Graves premiered, and one of the first things they talked about was whether or not WrestleMania should be a 2-night event. And I'm sitting there like, are they listening to our shit? Do they have spies? Are they watching? Like, what? Could we at least get a little credit here? I mean, am I wrong?
Please.
Credit? Just a little bit, so maybe we can get our subscribers up and, do our thing, because obviously we could use some work on, putting some money into the show, getting rid of these glitches a little bit.
Yeah.
just a little.
Upgrade.
I couldn't believe that. It was like we got this great question, we answered it, and then a few days later I hear Corey Graves talking about it, and I'm like, well, at the same time, I guess WWE does really grab all the cool shit from the indies to begin with, so
They really do. They really, really do. But it was like we were talking about before the show. We talk about some of the stuff just a little bit before the show, so we know what's coming. But like I said, it's like we got to be foolish not to think that WWE doesn't have a feeler division in there where they've got like 20 people that stay on Facebook and 20 that stay on Twitter and then 20 that go on YouTube and watch and listen to see what's going on. Because I mean, honestly, we got a couple wrestlers that follow us on Twitter, but
we do.
They're not WWE. They're not,
no. We even have some wrestlers in our Facebook group, but not WWE wrestlers.
No one big time, but yet they know what we're saying and what fans feel and what they say and what the keyboard warriors are typing. Oh, son of a bitch! The first tablet mishap.
More glitches.
But they supposedly know what the keyboard warriors are saying. Come on, like.
Yeah, it's I want to be mad, but at the same time, it's kind of flattering. It's like
it's freaking awesome, actually.
It's like, I guess, regardless of the glitches or whatever we say or do or however many times we try to talk over one another, WWE thinks we're cool. So
our show aired before Graves. We've got proof.
You can go to the video, folks. It's on the page. You can go to the video. It's just, and I brought that up a little bit to actually bring up the fan question that we got from the same man again at KTRWT on Twitter, and he was saying, with the possible budding relationships again between NWA and ROH and New Japan and maybe, just maybe, AEW, do you think their respective world champions will defend at Wrestle Kingdom 15's 2-day event? And that's a damn good question, by the way.
The only one out of all of those that won't be defended is AEW.
Yeah, I mean, from the way it looks, yeah, at this point.
And NWA, like, they already defended their Nick Aldis already defended his title at other promotions. Like that's what NWA was built on. You know, that's where the territories came in.
And I know in the past, the NWA title was defended in Japan on a New Japan show, so that could happen again.
Japanese flag on it.
Yeah, so that could happen again. The ROH title for sure. I could see New Japan kind of coming into NWA or ROH and doing that. AEW is a little bit of a stretch right now, but right now,
the only two titles that would not be defended would be AEW and New Japan. Japan won't defend their title outside of Japan.
Right, but he was talking about defending it at Wrestle Kingdom, and I'm thinking
that's different.
By next year, if things went, the right way, because we've obviously seen guys like Moxley and Jericho still working in Japan. If things go the right way, talks start up. Instead of just bringing the AEW title to Japan, Jericho could be defending against Tanahashi next year. You know what I'm saying? Like, if things went the right way. As they stand right now, no.
No.
But by Wrestle Kingdom 15, maybe.
And it was cool that, like Cody said, is there a chance? Possibly. But right now, no, we need to focus on us, is basically what he said. It can happen in the future, but we need to focus on us and what we're doing right now before we do anything like that.
Oh, yeah, and rightfully so, because AEW's got a lot to worry about at the moment.
Yes. They're still young. They're still infants in this business, and there's still a lot of growing to do.
And they're trying to do the best they can to mend those fences with New Japan. They're letting their guys go over there, whether it be Moxley or Jericho, and fight and do what and win titles, do what they can. But at the same time, it's like, we'll worry about this first, and if we happen to work it out with New Japan, so be it. If we don't, at least we've done enough already to get a contract extension. We got another show coming. We got more people coming in. We've got our own future to worry about. So that's top priority. New Japan might be right below that, but it could, give it another year, basically. Yeah. And it could possibly happen. I could see the rest of them being defended in Japan, just because I know the NWA title was. I'm pretty sure the ROH title was. I know Cody brought it to Japan, and when he fought Okada a few years ago, I don't think he defended it.
It wasn't defended, though. He just brought it with him.
He just brought it. But I think they've defended it. Well,
no, they've never defended it in Japan on a Japan show.
They've had the ROH.
They defended it at an ROH show in Japan.
They've had the ROH champ defend against somebody from New Japan at an ROH show. Yeah. But it's never been the other way around, where they've gone to Japan, defended their title at
a New Japan show.
Or at a New Japan show that I can remember. And again, I'm not Googling or anything. You can see my hands. I'm just going from
no Google. All here.
Because you see, there he goes again. More glitches. Because you see, boys and girls, when you're a certain age, like myself or my high class co-host here, you didn't have Google and the internet and stuff. You had to actually remember things.
Yes.
And go and learn them. You had to go look at books and shit. It was crazy. So this is to the best of my ill knowledge. I don't remember the ROH title being defended in Japan. Or definitely not at Wrestle Kingdom, but that could happen, especially now. They kind of need it. Oh, you know what? Before we sign off, there is one thing I want to talk about, because I'm sure you have plenty to say about it, and that would be somebody else getting a bit of a contract extension outside of AEW, and that being Marty Scurll. Not only getting the contract, but now being promoted to head booker of ROH and getting what they've called WWE main roster money. Do you think that, the villain coming back and coming in and booking these matches and doing all this stuff, will be enough to actually kind of pull ROH up out of their funk? Just what do you think in general? But that's the question.
Here's,
I know.
I'm so hurt and devastated by this.
I know.
Like I'm so devastated by this. Here's the thing. Like now, he can't win the ROH title.
Mm-mm.
He can't. Because then he's going to be booking himself to be the champ, and that just doesn't look good.
No.
And
I think that's also
PCO has the title right now. I think what he can do as a booker is work with Billy Corgan and get NWA.
Yeah.
Like they do have a show coming up. All this is facing Flip Gordon, actually.
Who can't draw.
Who can't draw, but yet Nick Aldis wants to wrestle him.
But he's going to be in the main event of a NWA pay-per-view against Nick Aldis, so, he can't draw.
Yeah, he can't draw, but, he's wrestling the NWA World Champ. Like, come on. Like, get the fuck out of here. Now, and...
Maybe that's why I've been sick all weekend. I've been thinking about Flip Gordon this is...
Like,
what do you mean he can't draw?
And now that Marty has that position, I don't think... I hope... I don't know if Flip's going to leave.
I don't either. I mean, it's also why Bully Ray said on Busted Open Radio, he'd rather have Marty Scurll as the ROH champion than booking these matches.
Mm-hmm.
Because Marty can make more impact as the champion and as the face of ROH than the guy behind the scenes booking matches.
Yep.
And I'll take that a step further and say I'd rather have Bully Ray booking those matches and Marty Scurll as the ROH champion.
Yes.
Because Bully is just there to kind of, help out, make a little money, put some talent over, do whatever. He would be perfect booking these matches. And he would also be able to figure out a way to kind of like, get Marty in the title picture or have him turn on Villain Incorporated and that kind of stuff. I think he would be much better suited at that, especially since I don't think this is something Marty's ever done.
I don't think so either.
And he's going to be learning from Delirious, who's still ROH's head booker. Like right now, they're kind of co-booking. Yeah. And then eventually Marty is going to take over. Now, if you're learning from a guy who booked matches and helped, I'm not saying that he booked bad matches, but helped send your company into the toilet, how is that going to help you or the company?
Yeah. Like, I mean, seriously, let's stop and think, like, who does ROH really have besides Flip, Marty, Taven, and the Briscoes?
Yeah, I mean, they got... I mean, Roosh is a damn good talent, but he's young. He's green. They still have Jay Lethal, who I love.
I like Jay Lethal, but he's getting to a point where he's becoming irrelevant because he's stuck in the same space in ROH.
Well, so, I mean, he's won like every title they have a couple times over now. So, they still have him. He's a great wrestler. But what do you do with him?
He needs to leave. He needs to go. He needs to go somewhere else.
I'm just trying to think about it. Like I do kind of like PCO's story just because he's like an old head and he kind of got to the point where he was just out of wrestling, blackballed, and now all of a sudden he's their champion. It's a good story. It's cool.
It is.
I kind of dig his character a little bit. I don't know how much longer he can keep doing that as like a 51, 52-year-old guy. I can't believe he's doing it now. So
doing the shit he's doing too.
Yeah, and doing the shit that he's doing, it's insane. I'm trying to think of somebody else, and it's just not coming to me right now. So if you guys can think of anyone in ROH that's like worth getting that big push and that title run and being the face of that company, you can always leave the comments below.
Comments below. Down there. Well, I can do the Wendy.
Woo!
Down there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Uh,
It's sad. It hurts that Marty's still with ROH because I thought AEW had the perfect setup with the Blade and the Butcher and the Bunny for him.
I did too, but there's obviously got to be some bad blood there between Marty and the guys for him to just, turn around and go back to ROH when he had.
His contract with ROH is 2 years.
Hmm.
So here's me flipping the script and trying to get in the mind frame of the Bucks and Cody and Omega, where every fan is like, "Oh, Marty's going to AEW. He's going to AEW. He's going to AEW," and then he shows up at NWA. But then they find out that he's still not signed with NWA, and they're like, "Oh, he's going to come to AEW." So what's to say Matt, and Nick, and Cody, Kenny were like, "Listen, take the 2-year deal. Okay, take the 2-year deal. Go make that mega money.
Mm-hmm.
Let us re-up our contract so we can pay you more, and then you come over here as a surprise."
That would make sense.
Because you go now, okay, you resign, you become the booker. Everyone's like, "Oh, he's locked, he's in, he's done, he's staying with ROH." And then his contract expires, and all of a sudden you hear you hear his fucking music, and then you see the big fucking damn
whoop,
crow, yeah, the whoop, whoop, and you see the friggin' flag, and it's the umbrella, and it starts spinning. And there he is with the Butcher and the Blade on each side.
I've always kind of felt this way, regardless of who's out there. But I know AEW can't quite compete with WWE on their own. I know nobody can, but it would be cool, like Caden was talking about, these budding relationships between companies. It would be cool if they could somehow create one of these old school territories with all these companies. We're going to just have a nice big merger between AEW, NWA, ROH, New Japan, and then we are all going after WWE. Because they would have the roster, the money, the talent, the whatever, to not only go after WWE, but probably dominate them. And, maybe, I'm not saying that, because this is just a theory and I'm all sick, so you can take it for what you want, but maybe it's one of those things where these guys looked at Marty and said, "Okay, go back to ROH, do what you need to do, and then, get this thing with the NWA going again, see if you could." Maybe they're using Marty as the springboard to get all these pieces to come together. So they can create like a super group of wrestling promotions to come after the big guy.
No, then you got to stop and think of, with all the egos, what title are they going to keep? What show? I mean, obviously they would keep AEW's time slot on TNT. It's hypothetical.
That was why I said, territories, because back in the day the territory system was, okay, someone over here has this belt, and then someone over here has that one, and then and every now and then we have guys coming and going to defend or fight for the title or to have cross promotional things. That could, the way to beat this Titan is to kind of take what they did and do it in reverse. Instead of getting rid of the territory and creating one big thing, you take your companies and create one big territory to go after.
Yeah.
And maybe, that's all I'm saying, maybe you'd have a shot at not only competing, but actually getting the best of WWE, which hasn't happened in 2 decades.
Yeah, since 1999, 98.
I mean, it's nice for AEW to beat NXT. That's cool, but is it really AEW versus WWE? Even if they are, I mean, I know they say they're a brand now.
No,
but no.
No.
Yeah, so I think that's pretty much all we got. I want to thank everybody that stuck around through this glitchy, chaotic
nightmare of a show. We made it through.
Fun-filled hour that we just gave you.
Oh man, tablets falling, Jose glitching out, leaving. trying to pick up the pieces and keep the show going.
Soundboard glitching, not feeling good, working doubles.
Uh-huh.
I now we do hope we can get everybody back next week or end of this week. That's right, because it's Monday, and have a
Is Royal Rumble this weekend?
Royal Rumble is this Sunday. Yeah,
Saturday. Let's do a fucking Saturday extravaganza before the Royal Rumble.
we could do that. I got a feeling though that we might miss when worlds collide, but
yeah, but that one's.
We'll figure it out, guys. We'll figure it out. We can always come in on a Saturday and maybe do a prediction show or something.
Maybe even just do it Friday night.
Yeah, it works too. I'm always game.
We'll figure it out. But we'll have all four of us. We'll have the four horsemen back together again.
Woo! I'm not even gonna try to find it on the soundboard. Woo! Too many glitches. I'm afraid something crazy is gonna happen. Like I'm gonna get audio of RVD's segment on Twitch, and then we're gonna get banned. So, I guess if you want, Bruce, tell everybody where they can find us on social media. We'll wrap this motherfucker up and get up out of here.
God, it feels like I haven't done this forever. So, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, children of all ages, you can find us on Facebook at Top Rope Wrestling Talk in our group where you can come, discuss, talk about anything wrestling that you want, join our prediction forums, join our threads for Raw, SmackDown, NXT, AEW, NWA, Impact. Sometimes we do MLW.
Yeah.
Possibly going to do some HOG ones because HOG 9 was actually pretty good.
Oh, it was great. That random dance break in the middle of the main event just made me laugh my ass off. Especially Pentagon sitting there just looking at everybody and then just kicking people in the face. Like, no, I ain't dancing.
Yeah, he just kicked Isaiah Cassidy's head off after that.
Pentagon don't dance.
Yeah, you can also find us on Twitter at TopRopeWT. Come join us, follow us, ask us questions, answer questions, interact with everybody else. You know, we've got our man Alexander Hammerstone that follows us. The Neon Ninja follows us. You know, we're starting to gather quite a little following, but the more the merrier. We throw out polls, everything. Pretty much the same stuff that we do on Facebook, we do on Twitter.
Yeah.
But we get more professional athlete interaction on Twitter because that's just how it is.
Oh, yeah, for sure.
And you can also go on Anchor /
It's anchor.fm /TRWT.
Thank you.
You go to that website, all of our episodes will pop up. You will also see, options or a bar with every place you can find this as far as audio podcasts go. We are everywhere podcasts can be enjoyed. Everywhere. You name it.
Yeah. Erwar. We are Erwar. That's my
everywhere.
Erwar. He doesn't say that.
We are Top Rope Wrestling Talk, and we are taking over.
Yes. For life. But thank you very much, everyone that has YouTube.
Yeah, of course.
Hit the like button, hit the subscribe button, leave your comments down below. We'll answer them.
Oh yeah. And share this shit. Share it on your own platforms.
Share the shit out of this
We're
shit.
starting to get a few more listens, a few more subscribers. We're growing little by little, and with your help, it'll just happen even faster. And we'll be able to give you more. And we'll be able to give you more of what you love and less glitches.
Yes, glitches. I promise I'll get a laptop soon, people.
We're working on it. So for the high class one himself, Bruce, this is the South Philly Psycho saying thank you for joining us in the midst of all this chaos. We love you, and we will catch you later this week. Peace.